What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my review of the Discraft ESP Impact. Big thank you to viewer subscriber Casey Smith for sponsoring this review. He sent me this disc because it's something that he really likes. He feels like it's an underrated disc and wanted to help spread the word about it. And I was happy to oblige. I had a lot of fun testing it. I'm definitely glad I checked it out. Not necessarily a disc that was on my radar, but since Casey reached out to me, I checked it out, and I'm really glad I did. It's a great flyer that I could definitely recommend. So let's take a look at it. Nice foil stamp on this one, ESP Impact. There's your Discraft flight number, basically denoting that it's a very neutral, straight-flying disc. It's got kind of an average flight plate to it. No real dome to it whatsoever. One very interesting aspect of this disc, and a kind of a defining characteristic, is this cross-hatched textured pattern on the outer rim here. It's just on the underside of the outer rim, and you have the little bead there as well. This one's about 175 grams, by the way. But yeah, I believe that's supposed to help the disc kind of move through the air, kind of similar to the dimples on a golf ball, and really is kind of similar to like the Opto-Hex pattern of the Missilin, even though this disc definitely predates the Missilin in terms of its release date. So yeah, it's interesting. It's not something you really notice in the hand so much. I just kind of grab it. You don't really notice it too much. Maybe a little bit, but it's not like off-putting. That's for sure. It feels good in the hand. I like the ESP plastic. It's a nice premium plastic from Discraft. This one's not the grippiest one I've ever felt, but it's totally fine. Had no issues with getting a secure grip on this thing and releasing it when I want to. But yeah, there's your look at the rim profile. Got an interesting shape to it for sure. Kind of comes to a little bit of a point there, although it's still plenty smooth and rounded to feel comfortable in the hand. And again, there's another quick look at that textured pattern there. I'll also throw this thing up next to a Innova Wombat, as I think they're at least slightly similar in their design, with the little bead there and the kind of pointed shape. They're a little bit similar in flight as well, although the Wombat glidier and less stability for sure. So yeah, I like the feel of it. Good feeling disc in the hand. Let's talk about the flight of it. Very, very neutral, very, very straight flying disc. Good glide, good carry to it. It's something that's very point and shoot. You know what it's going to do after a few throws. It likes to fly on the angle that you release it on. It likes to hold very straight for the most part. Even on hyzer, it doesn't really take a steep hyzer. It doesn't like to take sharp turns, let's put it that way. Whether it's anhyzer, kind of a turnover, or a hyzer turn, it doesn't really want to do that through the air so much as stay on a relatively smooth line. You can get it to kind of finish to the left a little bit if you throw it up high and working around that angle, but if you throw it flat, it's just super straight point to point. It's very low fade for sure. Even a couple of times threw it pretty flat or on a hyzer, it'll stand up, carry a nice on a nice straight line for a good distance, and not something that really fades at the end of the flight. It kind of just lands flat, maybe a gentle finish to the left, just a hair at the end of the flight when it slows down. Even throwing it on turnovers, again, it's not something that really wants to crank and rip over on that angle. It'll fly smooth to the right for you, maybe pan out flat at the end, or continue moving right, but just not very aggressively. So it's a very straight overall disc. It's very point and shoot. I think it would be a really nice overall disc to throw on a lot of straight lines. If you need to go play a course with only one disc, I think this would be a good disc for you to choose because it has good distance, very accurate straight flying disc, and it's also something that's pretty neutral and you can work some different angles with it. So yeah, ESP Impact, solid mold. Definitely glad I checked it out. Big thank you again to Casey for sending me this disc to test and review. Thanks to you guys for watching, and I'll check you later. Cheers.